Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Day 5 of Python learning series. So let's talk about problem solving. Let's solve the problems and try the different types of approaches and problem. So imagine you are facing a challenge, something that needs fixing or figuring out. Instead of feeling stuck, think of a problem as a puzzle. What's great is that there is usually more than one way to solve it. As the image shows, there can be the solution 1, 2 or even 3. You just have to explore your options. Problem solving is all about staying calm, thinking clearly, or picking the best solution that works. It's like being a detective, asking questions, and try different ideas and don't give up until you crack it. So let's get into our first question, finding the sum of two numbers. I think most of the people out there know the answer for this because it is very pretty basic problem. Since we are learning from the basics, we'll solve the problems from basics. So here the slide is about the basic math operation, adding two numbers. Let's understand it in a simple way. Like num1 equals to 5, num2 equals to 10. Now we want to find the total when you put them together. So you just add them. 5 plus 10 equals to 15. That's it. The result or the sum is 15. This is a great first step in learning how to write or understand simple problems or solve math problems. It is easy, right? So we'll see the different types of approaches to solve this problem. So here the first one is lambda function approach. You can see on the screen. So this method uses a small anonymous function called a lambda. To add two numbers, it is a compact way to write functions for simple operations. Here, add equals to lambda x comma y colon x plus 5 defines the function and then it's used to print the sum. See, it is very simple. The process is all written in one line using the lambda function. Here we have taken the variable called and equals to, we have used the lambda function, we have declared the variables like x comma y and then we given the process like x plus y. Here in a simple way, the lambda function is used to write in a one line. I think you got it. Then we have declared the numbers, we have given values to the variables like num1 equals to 5, num2 equals to 10. Then we have printed the sum and we have taken like add of num1 comma num2. So here in the place of x comma y, we have given num1 comma num2. Then it will give the output like sum 5 plus 10 equals to 15. And second approach is function definition approach. In this approach, a reusability function called find sum is defined using the def, which takes two arguments and returns the sum. This is great when you need to add two numbers in multiple places in your code, as it keeps things organized. So we already know this kind of approach already. So we just we have just defined a function over there like find sum and we have given parameters like a comma b, then we have written a plus b. So when you call the function, it automatically returns what we have given there. So it returns a plus b. So we have given num1 num2 in the code, see on the screen. So now sum equals to, we have called the function find sum and we have given the parameters there num1 comma num2. So in the place of a comma b, it takes num1 comma num2, then it prints the sum. Simple, right? Next approach is user input approach and it is very easy and beginner friendly approach. Like this version asks the user to enter two numbers using the input function, then converts them into the integers with int function and adds them and print the result. It's interactive and useful when the numbers are not known beforehand, right? I think you have understand this. We have taken the input from the user like num1 equals to num2 equals to, we have written our input of like enter first number or second number. Then we have declared that sum equals to num1 plus num2, then we have printed the sum. And the last one is direct addition approach. This is the very simplest and most straightforward way. as being a very beginner, so we will go to the this kind of approach first. So first we will think of this approach only, like it is very easy. We'll just give some variable like num1 equals to 5, num2 equals to 10. We have assigned the values to the variable, and then just we have written like sum equals to num1 plus num2 and just print that sum. It is a very direct addition approach, and these are the four types of approaches, and there are many approaches to solve this problem, but we have chosen, I have just explained four kind of approaches to solve this problem to improve your problem solving techniques. And our next fine question is finding the area of a circle. So here the basic sample input is radius. As we all know, the formula for the area of a circle is pi r square. So there you can see that sample output is should be like area of circle colon 78 point some decimal points. So we have to take the sample input as radius 5, and we have to get the output like shown in the screen. So here also we'll see four kind of approaches there. So here the first approach is like we have taken the radius equals to 5. Simply we have assigned one value 5 to the variable. Next, area equals to, we all know the formula of the circle pi r square, and pi has a specific value like 3.14 and so on. So r square means we are writing the radius 2 times here. So area equals to, we have given the fixed value of the pi. Next we have given the radius 2 times here. Star symbol indicates here multiplication, as we write in math like x symbol into, but in coding language we'll write the multiplication using the star symbol. So we have given, if we want to write the exponential like r square, we'll use the double star. We are just multiplying and writing the radius 2 times, so we have used single star over there. And this is the first foremost approach. As being a beginners, we'll write this kind of approach. We'll go to this first approach. And second one is like import math. So importing math is like math module. Math module here contains all the values that we required. Like we no need to write a specific value, the pi value. If you don't know the pi value, what we'll do, we need to know the pi value, and we have to write as being a beginner coder. But if we being an advanced coder, you just need to import the math and write pi over there. That's it. Math.py, it will take the automatically, it will take the pi value from this math library. If you import the math library, and the module takes it automatically. So you can see here second approach, we have imported the math and we have given radius equals to 5. Then area equals to, you can see here in the before approach we have given the specific value, the pi value, but we are not given here. Directly we have given math.py. And then you can see here double star, like it is an exponential like r square, and here single star gives the multiplication in between the math.py and radius. Then we have printed the area of circle. This is the second approach. And third approach is, this is very easy and we already know it, like defining a function. We have defined a function over there, find area, and we have given a parameter inside radius, and then we have written the formula of the area of circle. Then we have just called the function in the print statement. This is the simple approach using the function definition. And next one is using the user input. Now we have taken the value in the code like radius equals to 5. What if we want another radius value need as an input? So if some user want the radius value to be 6 or 7 or 10, anything it may be, like what the user need, so we need to take the user input here. So we already know how to take the user input, like just take the input of, so the radius can be in the decimal also. So we have taken float of int of like the one who is giving the input can be considered as a float number here, because we are taking the radius can be in the decimal form also. So if any user gives the input as 10, it will take 10.0. If the user gives the input as 10.2, what if he gives the 10.23? So we have mentioned here float of input, so the input can be taken as a float number. Then the remaining we all know, and the area we have imported there math module. Then we have given the formula for the area of circle. Then we have written the print statement. So all these approaches help to calculate the area of a circle using the formula pi r square. The first method uses the direct formula with fixed value of pi. Then while the second one uses the Python's built-in math.py for better precision. And the third one wraps the calculation in a function to make the code reusable. The last version allows the user to enter the radius interactively. So these methods are useful depending on whether you are doing a quick calculations or building a larger program. So next we will see the next question, solving quadratic equation. So here we all know, we have learned in the schooling like quadratic equation and finding the roots. So there is the specific formula to find the roots. So here the sample input is given the coefficients of the quadratic equation. We all know the quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. So here a equals to 1, b equals to minus 3 and c equals to 2. So I think most of the people forgot the root formula. Even I have forgot the root formula. So I just recall the formula here. X equals to minus b plus or minus root b square minus 4ac by 2a. So we need the output like 2 and 1. The roots are 2 comma 1. So we'll see different types of approaches to solve this problem. So the very first approach is very simple. So just you need to import the math module instead of writing the square root, or just how can we write the square root in the code? We need to write it like whole to the power of 1 by 2. Whole to the power of 1 by 2 becomes the square root, right? So this is a bit complex. So to make it very simple, we just need to import the math module. That's it. Next, there we have imported math, then given the values for 3, a equals to 1, b equals to minus 3 and c equals to 2. Next, we need to split the formula here for the simple calculation. So here we have taken a variable called d equals to, and we have given that in square root we have one formula, right, b square minus 4ac. So we have split that formula and given that formula to the variable d here. So see how simple it is to find the roots. So here root 1 equals to minus b plus math dot square root of d. So in the parentheses we have given d, means the d is under the square root. So we can simply get the square root using the math module like math dot square root. That's it. So in a simple way. Next, by 2a, it is in a very simple way we have written the formula for the root 1 and root 2. And next, print statement. This is very simple. I think you guys got it. Like we just need to split some formula, that's it, and store it in a variable. Then it will useful for simple calculation. Next approach is using the function approach. There also we have imported the math, and here we need to define a function like solve quadratic and the parameters a comma b comma c. Here we have taken, like previous case, we have taken some variable d equals to b square minus 4ac. Then the same formula as it is to the before case, like root 1 equals to formula, root 2 equals to formula, just you need to return root 1 and root 2. Next, print statement, you just need to call the function, or in print statement you just need to mention the function, that's it. In the third case, if we want to take the coefficients like a comma b comma c from the user, we just go to this approach, like import math, next take the input from the user, next as it is the formula root 1 root 2, next print statement. So all these three approaches solve the quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. The first directly uses the formula with fixed values, while the second wraps it into the function for reusability, and third allows the user input and making it interactive. So each method computes the discriminant b square minus 4ac to determine the roots, and then uses the math.square function, square root function, so to find the square root. These approaches are practically in different scenarios depending on the need for flexibility or user interaction. Let's move to the another question. Swap the values of two variables without using the temporary variable. So first let's understand the question very clearly. So swap the values of two variables. So you can see the sample input like a equals to 10, b equals to 20. So we need to swap the variables, like next the output should be like a equals to 20 and b equals to 10. So what is the condition over there? Without using the temporary variable. So first we need to know what is temporary variable. So in this case we use a temporary variable like to store the a value in a temporary variable, then we assign the b value to a, then the temporary variable to b. I think you got it right. We just take a temporary variable, then we store one of the variable value in the temporary, and then we assign the another variable value to the a, then we will take the temporary variable value to the b. So this is called temporary variable technique, or in this temporary variable case we'll use this kind of temporary variable to solve this problem, like swapping the variables. So without using a temporary variable we need to solve this problem. So we will see here some approaches. So the very first approach is using the arithmetic operators. So here we already know the values of a and b, so you just assign the values to the variables like a equals to 10 and b equals to 20. Here look, we just need a equals to 20 and b equals to 10, right? We just need to swap the values. So here is a very simple technique, like just add the values for a, just update the value of a, like a equals to a plus b, so what it becomes 30, right? Next see the next line, b equals to a minus b. So what is the a value now? We have updated the a value to the 30. So here 30 minus b means 20. 30 minus 20 becomes 10. So here is the final output, like b equals to 10 now. So we need the b equals to 10, right? Next a equals to 20 we need. So see the next statement, a equals to a minus b. What is the updated value of a? It is 30, right? A value is 30. And what is the updated value of b? It is 10, right? 30 minus 10, it's 20. So we got the output. It is very simple approach. So we just need to think how many ways we can solve these problems. There are many ways, but I took this kind of approach, like adding, subtracting, or taking, or this kind of approach to get the output that what I required. So here we just did some arithmetic we used some arithmetic operations to get our required output. So simply now print the a and print the b. That's it. And the second approach is here using the Python tuple swap. It is most Pythonic way, like a equals to 10, b equals to 20. We have assigned the values to the variables. Next, it is very simple, like a comma b equals to b comma a. It is very simple. But the before one is a beginner friendly approach. It depends on the way of thinking. The problem solving is always depends on how you think and how you solve the problem. So here it is very simple thing. It is a Pythonic way. You just write a comma b equals to b comma a. Just it swaps their positions. That's it. And the third one is using the bitwise XOR. We just have did before case using the arithmetic operators. Now we are using the bitwise XOR. You can use any any operator, but we are using here two types of operators. You can solve this problem in another ways also. So now we are seeing the third approach using the bitwise XOR. Here A equals to 10, B equals to 20, right? Now we assigned the values. The arithmetic method uses the addition and subtraction to rearrange the values without a third variable. The tuple swap is the cleanest and the most Pythonic way, and the leveraging Python's ability to unpack the multiple assignments, right? So the XOR method is clear trick using the bitwise operators often used in the lower level programming also. All these methods efficiently swap the values without using the extra space. So this is how it works. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section.